Hello out there, this is Bob with Thrive Wellness. Today's wellness presentation is Focus on Fiber for Your Health. Tips and strategies for increasing fiber intake. So this is a presentation I initially did on site a few weeks back and now just releasing it to my YouTube channel. So a few things we will touch on. What exactly is dietary fiber? How much fiber do I need in my diet? Are we reaching the basic recommendations of fiber intake? Some of the health benefits of getting adequate fiber, and of course, what are some of the health implications of not getting enough fiber in the diet? And then we'll close with tips and strategies to increase fiber intake. So what exactly is dietary fiber? Dietary fiber includes all parts of a whole plant food that your body cannot digest or absorb. If we're using this diagram here as one example of a whole grain, you've got three different main components of that grain. You've got the bran, the endosperm, and the germ. So the portion that we cannot actually digest or break down and passes through the body undigested is the bran, which is that outer protective coarse shell of that whole grain. So there are a couple different types of fiber, which we'll touch on here next, the first being soluble fiber. So soluble fiber attracts water during the digestive process, forming a gel, which actually slows down digestion, which is beneficial to our health for a variety of reasons, which we'll touch on later. So soluble fiber is found in things like oats, peas, beans, apples, citrus fruits, carrots, barley, and psyllium, which is commonly used in fiber supplements. The next type of fiber is insoluble fiber, which does not dissolve in water and is known to add bulk to stool, which kind of keeps things moving throughout the GI tract efficiently, which again will kind of round out some of the health benefits of insoluble fiber as well as we get into the presentation. But insoluble fiber is found in whole wheat flour, wheat bran, nuts, beans, and some vegetables like cauliflower, green beans, and potatoes, just to name a few. So how much fiber does one really need? The Institute of Medicine recommends for age 50 or younger men to get about 38 grams of fiber, women about 25 grams of fiber. Age 51 or older, men 30 grams of fiber, women 21 grams of fiber. It should also be pointed out that these are the very basic, low-level kind of recommendations for health. There's a lot of research that will indicate that the more fiber we get, the more health benefit we get, and we'll touch on that a little bit later as well. So how are we doing hitting those basic recommendations? As you probably guessed, not too well at all. So about 95% of Americans do not meet these basic recommendations. So we consume on average less than 15 grams of fiber daily. And as all the statistics point out, we're just not eating enough of those whole plant-based foods that provide all this healthy, beneficial fibers. So why do I need fiber in my diet? Why is it important to my health, and why should I take the time to hopefully get more fiber intake? So there are many, many health benefits of fiber, far too many to discuss in a short presentation that we have here. But I will review some of the more key ones. So one thing that fiber does for us is it lowers fat absorption through the foods that we eat. So if we're consuming some of the bad fats, saturated fats, trans fats, the soluble fiber actually binds with this fat. It kind of pulls it through the GI tract, unabsorbed, undissolved, so we're not getting some of the negative aspects of that fat content in the diet. Much the same way, fiber also lowers cholesterol. soluble fiber in terms of its ability to bind with cholesterol and pull it out of the GI tract. Fiber also stabilizes blood sugar, soluble fiber. It helps to maintain blood sugar by slowing down the digestive process and slowing down how quickly sugar and carbohydrates are made available to our muscles and liver. So, another great benefit of fiber. Fiber also promotes the growth of healthy, beneficial gut bacteria, which, as we're learning, provides so many different health benefits. Fiber also prevents constipation by promoting the softening of the stool and allowing things to transit the GI tract in an efficient manner. Because of this, insoluble and soluble fiber promotes basic general GI health and can help reduce the risk for inflammatory bowel conditions, things like IBS, diverticulitis, and Crohn's disease, to name a few. And when you couple all of these wonderful benefits together, that lowers risk factors for things like heart disease, diabetes, and even certain forms of cancer and other inflammatory type conditions. So, what does the research suggest about the importance of fiber intake as it relates to our health? This study is from The Lancet and is an analysis, a meta analysis of 42 cohort studies focusing on 1.7 million participants, looking at individuals with the highest amounts of fiber intake, individuals compared to the lowest amounts of fiber intake. And the study found 25 to 40% lower mortality rates from all causes for individuals eating the higher amounts of fiber in these studies. 23% lower mortality rate from cardiovascular disease, 17% lower rate mortality rate for cancers. 68% lower rates for digestive diseases, certainly all the benefits in the GI tract that come along with increasing fiber intake are definitely observed there. 58% lower rates for infectious diseases. This one actually surprised me, but when you think about it, a lot of the immune function starts in the gut, and certainly having a healthy GI tract, having ample amounts of beneficial bacteria, all can certainly help our immune function. And of course, 43% lower rates for a variety of different inflammatory conditions. And as I pointed out earlier, there was also a strong dose-response relationship. So the more fiber we get, actually the better health results we get from that fiber.